I dedicate this video to my students mainly. So they always ask me about my technique and where it comes from. And I do play all these instruments, and most of them with my hands. And I apply this technique that I somehow translated from my Sicilian percussion technique, where in Sicily we do play these frame drums with cymbals on the side. They are called tamorra. And one way to play it is to hold it with your left hand, where by pushing it you can modify a little bit the sound and the tuning of the instrument, and using only your right side to create triplets like this. So basically your thumb and ring finger are mainly creating the triplets and rolling. It's a natural kind of spinning and using a lot the joints of your elbow. And naturally, as I always say, it's almost like to turn on the water on your sink. And naturally you do this movement until you get these triplets going on. So from the vertical, I just move it to the horizontal line. And why not? I was also having a left hand available, and so I somehow created this other way to play horizontal instruments. So let's see now. I will give you a little bit of a tour of different ways to play. For example, first of all, I moved from the frame drums to the djembe. I was pretty much 16, and so using the same technique means this. Also your index finger gives you the chance to have single sounds. So from here, how do you get to the hand? That is mainly the instrument that people ask me to teach. So in the hand, because it's a new instrument, I was not just applying my technique, but exploring the instrument. But because of my technique, I was finding this other useful way to play it that was giving me the chance to relax my body, first of all, to don't stress my fingers that much, because the hang and other hand pan instruments are made in metal, so it's not like the skin of an animal, which is very flexible. Metal, it's very hard, so you have to be careful, especially for your joints in your hands. So it's important that when you play it gently, but in the same time you have all the harmonics and you have a beautiful sound. So just to give you a tour a little bit of these instruments, when I do play single notes, I just use my index finger because it's way more easy to somehow control, and has room to just have this movement where I still hold a little bit of spiral, because in nature there is nothing that is a straight line. Everything has movement. So even gently, even not really exaggerating, but gently, to have a little bit of movement of spiral. using with the hand my ring finger and the thumb to create some kind of arpeggio. And there's this swinging I do between the ring finger and the thumb. And this economizes as well a lot of your movement, so you can do patterns that are very fast. The roll is a little bit different than the swinging. It has more that I showed you before, that rolling that we use in Sicily. When instead this one is just swinging. And remember, it's not like stopping the movement because this creates tension. It's really like almost taking away dust from your instrument. Instead then go with the index, and you have to do this, you just have your thumb there. So index, ring finger and thumb. But what's about the third finger? I use the third finger as well. How? I love to use it for stopping the sound, damp the sound, something like this. Use it in a note. It's a way to stop the sound that by itself doesn't say that much, but it's like a color for a painter, so you can use as a color. This new touch. Imagine that you are like a drop of water, and using the force of gravity, it's a way to release, and so forth. So I hope to meet you in person once, and can go through way more details about the technique of the hang. Thank you.